Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack how the multi-layered influencer industry actually operates. I mean, way beyond what you just see scrolling on your phone screen. We all interact with this economy every single day, right? Yet very few of us understand the massive, highly integrated business model that's just running quietly in the background. So today we're going to break down exactly how it works, how the money actually flows, and why this just might be the absolute most important customer-facing industry in the world right now. To kick things off, we really have to challenge this basic assumption that an influencer is just, some famous person with 2 million followers trying to sell you a t-shirt. The truth is, just having followers doesn't guarantee you can actually influence anyone's behavior at all. Think about a local car mechanic who maybe only has 20,000 viewers on his page. He could probably sell 100 bottles of a specific engine oil in a heartbeat, purely because of his highly specific expertise. So an influencer isn't necessarily just someone you're passively watching, it's someone whose very existence actively changes the way you think and act.
Now, humans have literally always outsourced our decisions to trusted traditional figures. We're talking village elders, religious scholars, teachers, or even, that one tech-savvy cousin who just got back from Dubai and somehow knows literally everything about the newest electronics. So the core concept of influence, that isn't new at all. But social media completely flipped the script on who can influence, how incredibly fast they can do it, and exactly how precisely we can measure that impact. We basically moved from relying on a handful of community figures to a massive, global network of niche experts, all backed by hard, cold data.
All right, moving into Section 1, redefining the modern influencer. Let's look at how modern algorithms have completely reshaped the way we gather and consume information. To really grasp the sheer massive scale of this, just wrap your head around the number 80 million. That is nearly 80 million social media users in Pakistan alone. It means a gigantic chunk of national attention is pointed right at our mobile phones. Think about it. Next time you're at the gym resting between sets, just look around. Everyone's head is down, right? They're all glued to a screen. And the golden rule is, wherever human attention goes, credibility follows. And inevitably, that is exactly where the big brands and the big money go too. And this is a brilliant illustration of the algorithm's power. It essentially took what used to be a few shared TV channels, where the whole country sat down and watched the exact same drama or the same news broadcast, and it splintered the population into millions of little rooms. Today, my algorithm looks completely different from yours. If you're getting served videos about FIFA football, I might be seeing new car launches. There are these highly specific rooms for skincare routines, motorcycles, cooking, and, well, even those weirdly satisfying carpet cleaning videos. Seriously, why are those so addictive? Anyway, a modern influencer is simply a person who holds absolute undeniable authority inside one of these specific little rooms.
Section 2, the cultural middleman. Now let's see how these niche experts actually change our behavior without directly selling us a single thing.
So instead of acting as direct, pushy salespeople, influencers act more as what we call cultural middlemen, who subtly shift your decision parameters. For instance, a tech creator might not explicitly look at the camera and say, "Go buy this exact phone today." But just by watching their content week after week, you are suddenly being trained to care about things like screen refresh rates, or battery optimization, or optical stabilization, terms you might not have even known existed a month ago. So when you finally walk into a store 2 months later, your entire set of purchasing criteria has been completely rewired by that creator. And why do we even allow this to happen? Well, it's because modern life just bombards us with thousands of choices for restaurants, online courses, electronics, travel, you name it. If you tried to sit down and do deep, independent research on every single one of those choices, you'd literally freeze up. You'd never get anything done. So we rely on these cultural middlemen as essential mental shortcuts. We look at their ratings, their lifestyle, and their usage as a compass, allowing us to navigate this world of infinite choices without becoming completely overwhelmed. Let's jump to Section 3, the hidden supply chain. It is time to peel back the curtain and expose the messy corporate economics that brands use to reach you while you're just chilling on your couch. This is where the business model gets truly fascinating. A year ago, even a lot of up-and-coming creators had a pretty naive view of how this business worked. You just assume it's a simple, straightforward transaction, right? A massive brand, let's say Toyota or Samsung, wants an ad. They slide into a creator's DMs, pay them, the video gets made, and boom, it's delivered to the audience. A super clean 3-step process. But the messy reality? It is a highly complex, deeply layered supply chain. Massive brands almost never talk to creators directly. Instead, they take their campaign requirements, say a new car launch that needs 1 video, 2 stories, and an event appearance, and they hand that off to marketing agencies.
Those marketing agencies then often have to go through dedicated talent agencies just to pass a single message along to the influencer. It is a whole game of telephone.
So, how does the money actually move? It goes a little something like this. These marketing agencies go around and collect financial quotes from various influencers to build a neat little package for the brand. Let's say influencer A wants 1 lakh, influencer B wants 2 lakh, and influencer C wants 50,000. The agency bundles all these numbers together, silently tacks on their own pretty hefty percentage cut on top, because, someone's getting rich in the middle here, and then they present this massive marked up big quote back to the brand.
And the chaos gets even worse when marketing agencies start outsourcing to other marketing agencies. Honestly, by the time a campaign offer actually trickles down through all these multiple corporate layers, you've got multiple middlemen taking a slice of the pie just for forwarding a few emails. This incredibly bureaucratic system very often leaves the actual creator, the one literally doing all the hard creative work, with pennies on the dollar compared to the brand's original marketing budget.
So you might be wondering, why does this convoluted, crazy system even exist in the first place? Well, major brands use it because they simply don't have the internal time or the resources to coordinate deliverables, edits, and contracts with 20 different individual people for one single campaign. They desperately need that middleman. However, top-tier influencers, people with massive, undeniable pull, like Irfan Junjo, for example, they have the sheer network power to bypass these agencies completely. They can just walk right past the middleman and deal directly with the brands on their own terms.
Which brings us to Section 4, who holds the power? Because amidst all this corporate bidding and agency control and money grabbing, the absolute most important party in the supply chain is usually completely forgotten. Plot twist. That ultimate currency is you. This entire ecosystem, the marketing agencies, the talent managers, the massive brand budgets, it literally only exists because you exist. Your daily attention, your follows, your views, and your engagement are the sole assets that fund this entire multi-layered economy. Without you, the whole thing completely collapses.
And because of this, there is a constant, incredibly high-stakes tug-of-war for the creator. On one side, the brands and agencies are demanding rigid creative control. They want the video to look and sound a very specific, polished corporate way. But on the exact opposite side is audience trust. The creator knows exactly why you watch them. If an influencer prioritizes the agency's money and those strict brand guidelines over your trust and their own authenticity, it's game over. Their authenticity dies and their career will crash. So because you hold all the power, you ultimately decide what value these creators inject into society. The market bends to your will. Do you want to come home after a long, exhausting day at work or school, completely switch your brain off, and just demand entertainment and laughs? Or are you demanding to learn about global politics, science, and technology? Whatever you choose to actually give your precious attention to is exactly what this massive supply chain will spend millions and millions of dollars producing.
I want to leave you with this final kind of provocative thought to chew on. We've established that influencers serve as these handy mental shortcuts for everything from buying new phones to booking vacations. But if they are constantly making all our decisions easier, are we simply outsourcing our thinking? As this industry grows into an absolute giant, we really have to ask ourselves, are we losing our own ability to critically navigate this messy, chaotic world just because we've willingly handed the steering wheel over to the screen in our hands? Seriously, think about that the very next time you scroll.